Can you hear music? Is it too loud? Let me know. Good afternoon, everybody. Hi, Lynn. Hello, Melinda Norton. Good to see you. Oh my goodness, it is a gorgeous day here in Michigan. And I have a new camera, so this should make it much easier for everybody to see everything today. I know it makes it easier for me. Hi, Melinda. Miss you. Nature Center times. Good times. I'm drinking from the Michigan mug in honor of you, Melinda. Come home. I know you're having fun where you are. How's everybody doing today? I put in my, how about that? Woo, there's the mug again. I put in my vernal pool outside. I can't, I don't have the gumption to stick my goldfish in it because I know they'll be toast. And if it's going to be a vernal pool, can't have fishies in there. So, yeah. So anyway, it's really gorgeous out, and after I get done today, I'm probably gonna go chase snakes, look for snakes down in the pond, in the lake, which is kind of like a pond, and just waiting for other people to come in here. So our water looks a lot like this. If you're seeing kind of caramely brown, that's what our water looks like. It's not murky, but from the tannins, from the leather leaf that we have in the bog and all the tamaracks and everything, mainly the leather leaf, it has turned the water, stains it a lovely brown color. So kind of like a, I don't even know what you would call it, caramel color. Oh, good. You put some hostas in and Oriole feeders out. I know my sister in West Bloomfield was saying that she just got her first Oriole, and so she's excited about that. She is an Oriole nut, and I am being a good northern Michigander and not putting out birdseed behind my studio because bear. And so I'm just, it's too close to the house and I'm too far into the woods to risk putting out seed and bringing bears in. So good on ya, people putting out bird seed. And I know, Marie, over at your house, you've got it more out in the open, and that's I don't know, maybe it won't lure the bears in. So anyway, I wanted to talk about my love of nature. Hi, John. My love of nature began as a child when I lived in Clarkston, and this is my book, and I repaired the spine. It is not archival, it is masking tape, and I don't even know when I repaired that, but it was a weekly reader book. How cool is that? It was probably only 50 cents or 75 cents, brand new. So it's an antique like me, and it's called The Whispering Rabbit and Other Stories. It's the other stories that I really, really love. And it introduced me to poetry. And so they were simple list poems, which would make a wonderful book and a cool book for people that are doing homeschooling with the kids while they're home, and to make a list poem think of things that you like and make a list. It's very simple. So as I had pulled out this book and am doing the Book Arts with Lori Taylor YouTube videos and kind of highlighting and creating books on YouTube and something that you can see and get ideas from, I wanted to pull out the story, since we're in the season of bugs and creepy crawlers. One of my favorite poems is I Like Bugs. Hi, Kaya. Good to see you, my dear. So I love the artwork in the book and the way that the bugs are doing their little things and, playing music and buzzing around, busy, going to work, doing what they do best, and ladybugs eating aphids. So this is one of the things that inspired me as a kid. And again, I love the list poem. I like bugs. Black bugs, green bugs, bad bugs, mean bugs. Any kind of a bug in a rug, a bug in the grass, a bug on the sidewalk, a bug in a glass. Ew. I like bugs. Round bugs, shiny bugs, fat bugs, buggy bugs, big bugs, ladybugs. I like bugs. So this poem, this story, inspired me when Marie gave me a bag of Beanie Babies, and I pulled out of that bag of Beanie Babies a ladybug. And I thought, oh, how cool. And I was going to, and she had intended for me to send these to Orson and May. And I thought, gosh, this ladybug, I don't think Orson would appreciate it. I don't know. He might just throw it at his sister. He's really funny, and he might think that's funny. And if he did, she would say, hey, it's okay. That's just what her little brother does. Hey, Jamie. Hi, Mr. Mulford and Andrea. So I looked at this Beanie Baby ladybug and thought, as I turned it over, I can make a book out of this toy. Now, if you have gone to my YouTube channel, and if you haven't, please go there and subscribe. And, it's free and you're getting great content. And it's showing how to promote literacy with book arts. Anyway, commercial aside, I thought I could make a book with this ladybug, and so I did. And this is going to be on my next YouTube video, so you're getting a sneak peek. Well, when I first saw the ladybug, I thought, aha, it needs a magnifying glass. Now, how am I going to hold that on there? And then I thought, what am I going to do for the story? And I knew I wanted to do bugs. So I made an accordion book, and I just got done working on it today. And so they're just a little bit, because I pressed them nice and tight. And I created some fun little illustrations that a child would like. So they're not naturalistic illustrations. However, the background, I used paper from French Paper Company and scanned the Handbook of Nature Study by Anna Botsford Comstock. I had to look at the title so I got her name right. And it is a thick book. And I think it came out in like 1930 or 40, something like that. And I have an edition of that. And so I scanned the pages of insect life and printed it out on different colors of the French paper. So I have a happy little bee and an ant, a fly, and of course, monarch butterfly. And the title is I Like Bugs. So you have this handy little handle that opens it up, and on the other side, it's a surprise inside. And I've got my dragonfly, a firefly, a grasshopper, and a ladybug. So it ends with the ladybug. The surprise, going to charge it is that little firefly glows. I put glow in the dark paint on it. So you can take this bug outside, or if you are studying insects, 6 legs and 3 body parts, you've got a magnifying glass for insects that kids can study. And so I just put it through one of the ladybug's feet and thought that makes a handy dandy little book. So whether for a nature center or for some child, this would make a really cool gift. Orson. So that got me to thinking, yes, Beanie Babies are great for education. Pretty cool stuff. And so colorful too. It catches kids' interest. Now, when I was growing up, we lived on a pond in Clarkston. And one of my favorite things to do was to go mucking about the pond and looking for critters. And this is a perfect time of year. Everybody's just wanting to get out and see what's in their backyard, whether you have a vernal pool or a vernal pond or a pond or lake. It's fun to gather some water and see who's living in there. Some creepy crawlers, which there was a game when I was a kid, or a toy, called Creepy Crawlers. I don't know if anybody had that, and you would take goop and put it into the square pan and put it into a little stove, and it was like a little heating like pad type thing, and you would put that in there and it would cook the plastic, and the fumes were just wonderful. Maybe that's what made me like I am today. But those creepy crawlers had dragonflies and millipedes and grasshoppers and crickets and frogs, and it was so much fun to create little creatures and make games. I made games with the things that I made, and had a game board, and you would hop around the spaces. So it was fun stuff. Now, as I got a little bit older, I bugged my mom and said, I really want some sea monkeys. How many ever had sea monkeys? Oh my gosh. I'm going to wait to see those comments come in. I had to have sea monkeys and went down to Taylor's Five and Dime and bought myself a package of sea monkeys with my allowance. I was so excited to get the sea monkeys because they lived in this colony. They had a king with a crown on his head. They had a queen, the queen of the sea monkeys. And oh my goodness, they were just so adorable. So I just thought, I want to have a colony of sea monkeys and watch them just run around the tank and do their little sea monkey thing. And I think he had a little pouchy belly, if I remember right. And I think you can still get sea monkeys online. And so here we're going to have our sea monkey sitting on his watery throne. Oh my goodness. And maybe little pointy toes. And so he sat on his throne and ruled his sea monkey kingdom. And this was probably my first introduction to microscopic animalcules. Melinda Norton, animalcules, we know what that is. Tiny animals. And so I was so excited, and I couldn't wait for the sea monkeys to build their village and see the kingdom and their castle and see what was going to happen. And so I waited and waited. I put the little, the tiny bits, they were little tiny seeds. It was so amazing. It's like, oh my gosh, little tiny It looked like pepper, and that's going to grow this whole colony of sea people. Hi, Sue. Good to see you. And I just thought, wow, I can't wait. And I was so disappointed when they hatched. I had them in a jar, and I had them in my room, and a jar was just not big enough. And they were so tiny. It's like, hey, wait a minute. What happened? They don't have a crown. They were little tiny things with lots of legs, and I don't think they lived very long, but they were tiny. And hi, Kay. And so that just kind of disappointed me, but at the same time, I was really excited to watch the little sea monkeys. And a few years ago for Oakland County Parks, I was doing some illustrations and did fairy shrimp. Aha! That's what that sea monkey was like a fairy shrimp. So it was a cool discovery, and it got me excited about using my microscope. As I got a little older, I had a chemistry set and a biology kit where I could go in and dissect things, and but it was the microscope that really I loved. And I thought, wow, when I graduate high school, what am I going to do? So I thought, should I go into microbiology or should I go into art? And it was a tough decision. So I didn't stay in college very long. There was nothing that really covered both of those bases at the time. So taking some biology courses and taking some art courses and commercial art, I combined the two. And so I write and illustrate kids' books today on nature and science and the plants and animals, flora and fauna. Now, I came across some really cool books that help teach science. And I thought, wow, graphic novels started to get big. And I love Sticky Burr, and he's a little prickly hero. And if you've ever had burrs attached to your pant legs, they follow you everywhere. And I love the insects and the storytelling in the book. And so I thought, yeah, I would like to do some stylized characters. And so with that idea of science in mind, I had studied some things from a vernal pond when we lived in Pinckney, and went out to the Brighton Rec area and procured some water, and just, I don't know, a container of water, maybe less than a gallon, about a gallon, and scooped up the bottom mucky muck and brought it back and set it up in an aquarium. And oh my gosh, it was so much fun because I had shrimp, I had a little salamander in there, and Daphnia, and water fleas. And I was so excited that I had little tadpoles and caddis fly. Oh my goodness, so cool. They carry a little log cabin on their back made of leaves and pine needles, and it's the little worm, the larva, just crawls around and carries that on its back. And I thought, yeah, this is what I want to do. And so I was trying to come up with a story for it. And so I dug this book out the other day as I was looking for content and looking for these sketches, and I knew I had it. So I found it in a pile of books and went back and looked at the characters that I had started and wanted to come up with some new characters. So I thought of doing the Wizard of Ostracods, and an ostracod is a little seed shrimp, and I had to illustrate some of those for the Nature Center, and I thought, aha, that's what I'll do. And my hero will be Daphne, the water flea, and so maybe she's lost, and maybe she has her little Toto or Scud with her. And so just coming up, Scuds are side swimmers, and another animalcule in the water. And so I thought, well, we've got Dorothy, and we've got the wizard, the ostracod, and her Scud puppy. I thought this would be a good way to teach some science, pond science. And so there are worms, there are all kinds of things in the water, and some of my favorites, the cyclops, and they are copepods, and they are so cool. So I just want to make sure we're still streaming because the other day it went out. But I gathered up some water 2 days ago, and I have it in a container over here, and I wanted to see who was in there. And as I was looking, I was so excited to see the copepods, and they are pretty awesome, and they're only about the size of that. Can you see it? Yeah, it's tiny. And so I thought, well, I need to pull out some magnifiers because my eyes aren't working like they used to, and it's really hard to see these guys. But when I did look at them, I saw one that had MC Hammer pants on, and those are like little egg sacs. And when I shone the light at them, I noticed that single eye was glowing. It was pretty cool, that Cyclops eye. And maybe that's our villain, because they're kind of predatory. And I guess some copepods will even eat malaria-causing mosquito larvae. So these guys actually break down the leaf litter that's out in the bog and marsh. And so what I thought I would do is show you some of the critters, and I brought my instruments with me today. If you are kind of new at this, I'll show you what I've used and how I've upgraded. Here's a large picture of a copepod, and pay no attention to that ink. I've got a blocked ink jet there, but they are all different kinds. There's all different kinds, thousands and thousands of different copepods. So I wanted to, oh goodness, see what was in here. My M&M bucket of water, and I just scooped up with a net full of some bottom bits and some water, and I've got some algae growing in there. And so I was so excited to actually see some little critters. So here I have my, whoop, we don't want to tip you over there, but I've got my Petri dish, and a lot of my supplies I get from Acorn Naturalist, and it's not a commercial for them, but kind of is. If you're doing science with kids, Acorn Naturalist is a good way, a neat company where I get some fun things, and they have stacks of Petri dishes and pipettes and things like that, so you can do some water study and see who's in there. I put a little bit of some duckweed in there for shade, and wanted to see who is in here. And one thing you can use to look at your critters is a magnifying glass, but that just doesn't do it. If you want to see detail, that doesn't do it. The next best thing, and it's a pocket microscope, and I got this little baby and it is nice. So this is fun for naturalists on the move, and it will get you up close and personal. And I think, what is it? Okay, 30 times and then 60 times. So it has a little light on it. You can get it from Amazon for $11. This one came from Whitmore Lake, and so it's called a loupe, a jeweler's loupe. And it's nice because it does have the little built-in light, so you can illuminate your little critter to see it better. So I had actually used that to draw a couple of things, but they're wiggling around. It's so hard to see. So the next best thing is handy dandy microscope. Yeah. So I'm going to see if we can get somebody out here, special Copepod guest, and put it under the microscope so I can draw it. And even when I'm doing this stuff, I use my readers, my high-powered readers. Oh, I see somebody zipping around there. I don't know who that is. Let's see. Get you up. And I've got a deep well on my slide. Oh, he's just zipping around. Oh, there's a copepod. You can tell the copepods, they just kind of dart here and there. But I'm going to check and see. I should probably move my coffee. I don't want to be following copepods. So the one thing I learned when I was a kid is you have your microscope stage, or the objective, all the way, so, and then bring it up to your eye. Take the cap off. That helps. So, and turn on the light. That helps even more. And see what we have. I don't know what's in there. My objective. No. So I'm not going to be able, I misplaced my lens and I should have looked for that. I stored it. I think I was storing it somewhere safe. So I guess I'm going to take it off the stage and look at it with my little tiny, I should have thought of that first. Put it there. The meniscus will hold it. I'll have to find that so I can look it up. So what I like to do is wear my readers and see that little guy zipping around. But this is easier because it's kind of contained in the area. And I can see it. He's swimming around and has little bits. Now I'm going to use the higher power and see. There you are. And it's an ostracod. And they do look like a little seed. So that little ostracod is the guy zipping around the slide. Let's see if we can find us a fun copepod. I was hoping the light would get them active. Oh, somebody gonna get him? I have him. And this is exactly why you never drink water straight from a pond. I'm chasing. I don't think I got him. It's amazing how many little critters are living in a tiny drop. So we're gonna turn this on, flip it over, and don't blind yourself. All kinds of little guys. Up, a copepod. It's amazing how tiny they are. So it's got the little tiny body. And again, they break down the leaves and eat other little things, and they're predatory. So, and they're an important food source for fish. Oh, there's another one. So grab yourself a little petri dish and some magnifying glasses, or if you can order something like the Loop, and it's just so fun to sit and just stare at this little aquarium and watch all the little guys doing what they're doing. I'm gonna cover this up. So if you grab any clear container and run outside and look in your closest vernal pool, a little pool or pond in the woods that dries up in the summertime, you might find a little fairy shrimp. You might find a copepod. They are tiny. And an ostracod that is a little seed shrimp. It looks like a teeny tiny clam. So I am going to sit and just kind of check out what is inside of my little miniature aquarium. And again, this is just water I just pulled in and a net. I don't know if you can see. And again, it's kind of like a yellowish brown, stained that color from the bog, the leather leaf plants. Oh, I see some mites and things zipping around in there. It's very calming to sit and watch and see who's doing what. And I like to use my loupe. So I'm going to kind of see if I can find any of the other copepods. Here's some really big pictures. There's a book that I have, and it's The Cabinet of Curiosities. And they make science look like amazing art that it is. And so this is one of the pages that I found online, and I am just nuts about the copepods. So I'm going to take these pictures and come up with characters and use a good book, Pond Life, the Golden Guide, to look up the little guys and see who is there, because you want to name them correctly and see what they do. So grab yourself a little golden guide and you're set to go. You've got your loupe or a magnifying glass and a jar, and it's so gorgeous out. Head outdoors, see what you can find, even in a little puddle. You never know what's going to be in there. And little teeny tiny things that can become your very own wild zoo. And then return it where you found it after you're done studying it, just in case there's some other little creatures in there. So we want to get them back to their home and do their job after we're done studying them. So if you really liked my bug book, you can watch the video. It'll be going up next week and show you how I made this. And like Melinda had said, grab some Beanie Babies and find a way to make a book out of them and get kids excited about science, and especially bugs and creepy crawlers that do fun things that help us. So thank you for watching. I hope you go to my YouTube and make sure that you like and comment, but subscribe, because I have an awesome book art prize. I just want to give it away to somebody. So I've got to get to 100 subscribers, and I'm at 41 right now. So have your friends go and watch and see books being made and the artwork that I do. I thank you for stopping by today to check out the creepy crawlers and see how you can come up with your own little wild zoo. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye. Have a good weekend.